She opened the door like I was just a delivery guy. No hug. No welcome back. Just a blank expression and 5 words that still echo in my mind. You don't live here anymore. I thought she was messing with me until my brother showed up beside her barefoot in my home, wearing my t-shirt, his arm resting casually on her shoulder, like he'd always belonged there. I blinked once. He grinned and said, "Combat changes people. She doesn't want that kind of life." My dog barked from inside. I took a step toward the sound. He shut the door. Blick. I stood there, bag still over one shoulder, military medals in my pocket, and no place to go. That night I slept in the car. 2 months later they received a letter that dropped her to the floor, wailing. I haven't said a word since. Before I built that house with my bare hands, she picked out the kitchen tile colors. I laid each one while she read baby names out loud. No children yet, just dreams. We were married for 5 years. High school sweethearts. People used to say we were the kind that would make it through anything. I believed them. I believed her. My brother Aaron. Different story. Always smooth, always lurking on the edge. When we were young he'd steal my toys, then blame me for breaking them. Later he'd charm his way into my relationships when I wasn't watching. But I never thought he'd come for her. When I left for duty, my chest was full of pride, and my phone full of her love notes. She promised she'd wait, said she'd leave the light on. By month 9 the calls got less frequent. She blamed it on work, said the internet was bad. Said, "Don't worry, babe. I miss you more than you know." My return wasn't meant to be a surprise. She knew the date. She just never replied. I figured maybe she was planning something, like a homecoming party. Instead I saw his car in the driveway. The garage code didn't work. The spare key gone. And when she spoke those 5 words, there was nothing in her eyes. No shame. Just mild annoyance. Like I was a ghost who hadn't figured it out yet. Later that week I parked across the street. Engine off, just watching. He walked my dog. She brought him coffee in my mug. They laughed beneath the backyard lights. I strung up the summer before deployment. They buried me but never dug a hole. I didn't yell. Didn't cry. I went silent. A man with nothing doesn't waste his breath. I stayed nearby, invisible. Washed up in truck stop bathrooms. Took gig jobs to hang around. She never filed for divorce. So I pulled credit reports, checked title records, logged into joint accounts. She forgot I still had access to. She'd forged my name twice. Once for a home equity loan. Once to give him power of attorney. The deed had both our names. But they refinanced behind my back. Fraud. Kept records. Screenshots. Call logs, voice memos. Even taped one of their arguments. She thought I was overseas. He thought I wasn't coming back. He said, "We just gotta make sure he doesn't screw this up." She laughed and said, "He was always too soft." I handed it all to a lawyer I met at a vet clinic. Then I took a job at a warehouse under an alias. Cashed checks through prepaid cards. Saved quietly. Then I filed my case. Not just for fraud. For identity theft. For emotional damage. And I filed it the same day as their engagement party. They hosted it, of course, at my house. I didn't get an invite. But the process server did. Right in the middle of the toast. The guests thought it was a skit. Until she read it. Her face turned pale. He yanked it from her hand, read a few lines. Then erupted. Yelling about how I said I wouldn't return. I stood on the sidewalk. Nobody knew who I was. By the end of that week, the court froze the house. They couldn't sell, rent, or live in it. I called. I let it ring. Her voicemail was a mess of sobs. She said it was all a mistake. Said she was overwhelmed. Said he pressured her. I saved the message. 3 weeks later, a judge ruled in my favor. She was guilty of fraud. He had 0 rights to the home. They were given 60 days to leave. I didn't show up when they packed. But I sent the dog. The same one who barked when the door slammed. He'd been with a friend. When he trotted into the yard, tail wagging, lawyer holding his leash. She dropped a box and screamed, like she saw a ghost. Aaron didn't say a word, just looked around stunned, like someone finally beat him at his own game. I still don't talk much. Don't need to. Some silences scream louder than rage. They thought war would break me. Maybe it did. But not in the way they expected. Made me sharper, patient, lethal with the truth. They stole my wife, my home, my dog. I took everything else. Now I sleep in peace. At night, I sit on the porch with coffee in hand, my dog beside me, listening to the stillness they left behind. Sometimes justice doesn't knock. Sometimes it walks straight in through the front door.